guys, so today's another DIY project. Mother's Day just came for us in England anyway, and I asked my husband for some Sherpa. Now yesterday, and in fact like all week, I've not really been feeling very well. Like, not so much mentally, like, oh, that's not been perfect, but I've actually been feeling quite sick. So I haven't been doing any skating, so all these like little DIY upgrades have been kind of getting me through the week because I really want to skate. And today's such a lovely day as well. It's starting to get miserable already, but it has been nice today, but I haven't felt like I could skate. I can barely stand up sometimes. But anyway, I did yesterday cut a little bit to test. So what I did is I grabbed up my skate that I'm going to be upgrading, and I made a template of the tongue using paper, and then I traced around the paper on the Sherpa, the Shearling that I got for Mother's Day, and then cut that out. And then I spent a good amount of time just making sure that when I stick it on, it's going to stick on how I like it. Now I'm not sure if the glue I've got is going to be good for it. I've got some super glue, but after I cut one and was quite happy with the results, I reluctantly had to stop because I wanted to record it and show you guys. So these are my GH skates, my Golden Horse skates, my fillies. I'm going to be adding Shearling to the tongue of these because these are going to end up being my jamming skates. I'm taking these toe stops off, putting some jam plugs on, and these are going to be jamming skates. I also decided not to go all the way into the tongue. Now if you want to do this yourself and you're using like another brand of skate where you just buy your size, you're going to know how well your skate fits you and how much you want to put down inside the boot, because these are made specifically for your feet. By the way, if you want some GH skates yourself, I am an ambassador for these now, and if you want some, you can get some for 10% off with my code RCChick, so give that a go if you're interested. But because GH skates are made to your foot, I was worried about putting too much shearling inside the boot when my foot actually goes, in case it changes the size. So if you've bought a pair like Kaya's or Candy Girls or something, and it's like a standard size and they're a bit too big for you, then you could go all the way into the toe. That might actually help them fit a bit better. But if they're already quite tight on you, I would probably recommend not going all the way in like I have, because you're not going to see that anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do now, I'm hoping they should be the same. So I'm just going to trace this one and cut it out again. So here's my shearling, and I'm going to try and position you so you can kind of watch me do this. Okay, that looks like it might work. And if I do it up there, you're not going to see it. So if I do it here, you can see. So I'm going to turn it upside. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to get the black on it. I would rather make the cut out slightly larger and then I can trim around it. I don't want to trim too much, but I'd rather be able to trim than make them too small. But I have got loads of Sherpa here, so it should be fine. I've got plenty. Right, first off, I'm just gonna, actually, you know, I don't think I'm gonna need to draw around this really. I think I could just cut it around if I'm very careful. I can't bother to get my pins out. I've got this amazing old-fashioned sewing box and I've buried it in the other room, so I can't use all my stuffs. So here we are. I've cut a bigger piece to what the one is that seems to be correct. So now I'm just going to place that where I want it. You can't see, but I'm just placing it along the edges, and then I'm going to cut off any excess I can see here. You see me? Yeah. I took a bit too much off there. There we go. I'm wheezy today. Okay, so now I have two pieces, pretty much the same. This one's got some extra stuff around the edge, so I'll probably have to trim off. This is on the end of the material. And it cost me about £7, £8, I think, for all of that Sherpa. So I can probably do all my skates if I wanted to, but I'm not going to be doing all of them. But I have got a plan for a new series of videos of Franken skates. I've bought some super cheap skates and I'm going to be upgrading the hell out of them, dyeing the skates, and I want your guys' help to decide what colours that I should do them. I'm going to try and just make them unrecognisable skates, and I think that's going to be really fun to do. Since I did the wheels the other day, I've kind of got the DIY bug right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this now. So this is the scary part, because this is where it could all go wrong, because I'm actually going to be using super glue. So I haven't opened any of them yet, so let's open one. Ooh, it's going to come pouring right out as soon as it's done. Right, so which is the one that I cut for this? This one. You can see there's like a little black line on there from when I first started testing the pens. So what I'm thinking of doing is I want it to come just over the top here. And I think what will be best for me to do is to do a line of glue along the top and then do diagonal lines going down to make sure that it's all stuck nicely, and then around the edges as well. This is nerve-wracking now. I think I'm going to turn it round. I'm sorry guys, I want to be able to see it. Just make sure I get it in the right place. Okay, here we go. I'm actually really nervous now. I've been so excited to do this, but now I'm just nervous. Oh, that's a big blob. So trying not to get any on the suede itself. Put the lid back on this real quick before it all starts drying. I actually thought about getting Gorilla Glue. I thought, well, that's definitely going to work. But it was much quicker for my husband to just grab some from Asda than to wait for Gorilla Glue to be delivered. Right, okay. It's tentatively stuck. I probably should have took the laces off. That would have been a really good idea. Something to bear in mind, especially if you're going to be going inside the boot. Like, I would have definitely took the laces off them, but I'm not actually going inside the boot. So I'm just going to loosen them up enough so I can access the tongue nicely. Hopefully that's stuck a bit more since then. So nervous. Okay, time for the diagonals and the edges. I'm hoping that some of this glue will spread out a little bit and help cover the area better. Oh, this glue's almost gone. At least I've got the edges and most of the tongue. If I have to go back in later with the last pot of glue, then it shouldn't be the end of the world. Could have got that lined up a bit better. But these are gonna, the edges are going to be tucked in, at least somewhat. Where'd my scissors go? I'm just going to cut off this little troublesome bit here. There we go. One skate all sharpened up. I'm gonna need to add some more glue just at the bottoms. I didn't go down far enough, but that's fine. At least it's stuck in place now. I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit, and I'm gonna move on to the next one. Boom, pink one. Now, I haven't measured this one up. Obviously, you just saw me cut it, so I'm gonna be going ahead and doing that now, and then I'm gonna loosen up my laces. Let's try and flatten out the tongue as much as possible. This one's probably going to need some trimming, and it's going to need a little trim at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it around and have a look at it and make sure I get it lined up right, and open another pot of super glue. I definitely didn't cut this one as nice as the last one. Actually, I'm going to wait till after to do that. Okay, I think I got it. This is So nerve-wracking, but really fun. Been wanting to do this on a pair of skates for ages because I just love how Sherpa looks on tongues. Or Shearling. I know it's got like a few different names. It's really just fleece. Okay. Try and do this bit as quick as possible. And try and not spread out the glue so much on the diagonals, so it's just more evenly spaced. As long as it's all let down flat, I'm sure I can adjust the looks of it with trimming. The less I can trim, the better, but it's better to be able to trim than to have it be too small from the beginning. That's my feeling anyway. Okay, this one's definitely stuck further down more. So yeah, I gotta trim some of these edges. Let me check the other one. Okay, yeah, it's stuck, but this bottom bit is still flappy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and open the last pot of super glue and stick that down. I'm gonna put the glue directly onto the fleece this time to avoid going too far down on the tongue and then gluing the tongue to the skate. Or the laces, one sec. Sure my laces are out the way. I really should take them off, but you know, cutting corners. Ah, some glue got on my finger, on my hand. Okay, I'll leave this for a second. I think, tempted to tie my laces around them, but you know what, they seem to be staying down quite nicely. There we go, let's give you a close up of what it looks like so far. I will tidy all of this up. Oh, it's so cute though. Okay, now let's have a look at these ones. Right, there's a bit here that didn't stick. So just a little bit. Obviously just didn't put enough glue there. It should be grand. Got a tiny little bit of glue left. I guess touch-ups if I need to. Okay, so while this one finishes sticking down, I'm gonna have a look at this one and see if there's any trimming that I want to do. But I did like kind of get this how I wanted it yesterday, so I don't think there's gonna be anything, but I'm just gonna have a look at it from the front and see how I feel about it. I like the fluffy stuff at the top. It looks cute. No, I like this one. I like this one how it is. I think it's fine. Oh, I'm sure I'll find stuff and trim stuff as in one, but I think that looks super cute. I love that. I'm really happy how this turned out. Ah. Right, but this one, super glue dries really quick, so hopefully this is done now. Seems pretty good. There's a tiny little bit here that could do with just a little bit more sticking. Tiniest little bit though. There we go, that should have that down nicely. Ooh, it's all got furry on there now. Okay, so this one definitely needs a trim, so let's get to hairdressing. Don't know if you can see. I'm just cutting off the excess material that is overlapping the boot. It doesn't look as fluffy anymore because I had to cut so much off, but I'm sure it'll fluff out a little bit. There we go. There's both of them. I think I should try these on. See what they look like on. Oof, I hate this messy quickly. I don't know why I sniffed them. I love them now. Oh my god. Look at that. That looks so good. It looks so good. Ah, what a cheap upgrade. And I've got so much more left if I ever fancy, which I probably will at some point, but I'm not sure what. Well, I'm going to be doing my Franken skates. That's for sure, because I've got a really floppy tongue. So, definitely. Okay, let's put these on. Look. It's so cool. I love them. So it's taking me a while because I've got to put all the laces back. I'll cut it all out. All right. I am in love. I am in love. Officially in love. Let me stand up. Oh, oh my god, I love them. Look how cute they are. And here's my dyed toe stops from the other day. They're not staying on here though. Look. Oh, that looks so good. Love it. Anyway, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.